Hello everyone and welcome back. Hope we're having a wonderful day and we're all doing well. I just want to quickly say as well, if you are new here and do going to enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe as we are on the road to 50,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane and all your support means the world. So after the release of the Operation Commanding Force comic, the next major part of the lore isn't actually going to be until season 2 of year 8. And the Commanding Force comic done an insanely good job of setting up this next season by teasing us with the reveal of the brand new operator we are going to be getting in season 2. Now this comic doesn't reveal where this operator is from, however, if we take a look at the year 8 roadmap, we can confirm that this operator will be from Sweden, and of course the season 3 and 4 operators will be from South Korea and Portugal. So when this comic originally came out, myself and a lot of other people in the community started theorizing about who this Swedish operator is. Of course they could be an entirely new character built from the ground up, however the way they were introduced in the comic, and how much they know about Deimos, considering that they saved Jager, Brava and Alibi's life by preventing them from entering a building that was laced with explosives, and in this operation which our operators were taken in to receive some intel, it turns out the intel was actually this person. So yes, like I said, this operator could be an entirely brand new operator who has links to Deimos, but considering a large part of Deimos' character is actually linking the old Rainbow Six titles to Rainbow Six Siege, and of course we are yet to learn who Deimos' real identity is, but it led myself and a lot of people who read this comic to believe that this Swedish operator is maybe someone that we've seen before. I mean, we've never had an operator in the lore being set up this early in advance. It's clear that they are going to be very important. I mean, heck, when Brava introduces this operator to Hibana and Thermite, just look at the look on Hibana's face. She does seem quite stunned and clearly knows who this is. So when we take a look at the history of the Rainbow Six franchise, there is one Swedish operator which stands out amongst them all, and that is none other than Annika Lofquist. Now she is a Swedish operator who appeared in Rainbow Six Rogue Spear, Rainbow Six 3, Raven Shield, and Rainbow Six Lockdown. So let's take a look into reasons as to why this new Swedish operator could actually be Annika. So let's look into some facts we know about her. Firstly, she was born in 1966. That would make her, at the current time in Siege lore, which is also 2023, 57 years old. And that isn't entirely out of the question for this game, considering that Sam Fisher is almost a decade older. So Annika attended Stockholm University between 1984 and 1987 and graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Physics. After working as an engineer for a few years, she joined the Stockholm Police Force as an expert on electronic surveillance. And I do think the whole surveillance part of this operator plays massively into the character itself, into this theory, and how she would fit in Siege. It is in 1994 when she was recruited into the ONI, which is the National Rescue Unit of the Stockholm Police Force, where for a good amount of years she led intelligence and surveillance teams in over a dozen different counter-terrorism actions. She's referred to as a genius when it comes to electronics, and would eventually become a serving member of Team Rainbow. So using this information we know about her, let's try and match it up to what we've seen in the Commanding Force comic and what we know as Deimos as a character. So first and foremost obviously is that they're both Swedish, and looking at the build of this person, they do seem to be quite a slim build, which Annika also looks like in the old Rainbow Six games. Of course, Ubi done a very good job of hiding the identity of this operator in the comic, so yeah, this one can kind of be seen as not very reliable since this honestly could be the build of anyone, but at least it does match up with Annika, so we could see that as a potential sign. But the major thing which stands out to me is just the role of this character in the comic. And if you guys haven't seen the comic or just need a quick reminder, basically someone planted intel on Deimos' plane, which Hibana, Brava and Capital were infiltrating, and it led to a compound in Brazil. To investigate this compound, Hibana sends a strike team consisting of Brava, Jager and Alibi, and there was a building where they were trying to extract some intel from, and after taking out the enemies, the building explodes and the operators feel defeated as they have lost the intel. That is until this hidden figure actually reveals himself to be the one who placed the geolocator, and that they themselves are the intel, and the building that the operators were going to enter was laced with explosives. And the reason why this operator lured Rainbow here was to get their attention so they could actually meet up with this character. It was simply just meant to be our operators going there and meeting this person, but Deimos seemingly found out, rigged the building with explosives, and that's why this character had to intercept. So for a character who isn't operating under Rainbow currently, to not only put a geolocator on Deimos' plane, they had to find a way to get on that or at least place it somewhere, and then also figure out that a building which they lured some Rainbow operators into was going to be laced with explosives, causing them to have to intercept and save our operators, would have to have some pretty good skills when it comes to surveillance, which, if you remember me saying, Annika was a specialist in when she was in the police force. And this person clearly knows who Deimos is, how he operates, and how Team Rainbow can stop him. So with all of this in mind, that this operator is clearly good at surveillance, they are skilled in their own rights as a soldier, they seem to have quite an extensive knowledge of Rainbow's past, considering they do know who Deimos is, and we are 99% sure that Deimos is a character from way back in Rainbow's origin, then I don't think it is quite a far out theory to assume that this operator is actually going to be Annika. It would would be nice that the operator coming in, knowing a lot about Deimos, isn't just a brand new operator who conveniently knows everything and just helps Rainbow out. Maybe we can learn that Annika actually worked alongside Deimos at one point in the past. Obviously, we do know that Deimos is ex-Rainbow. I actually have a theory that a lot of this has to do with Operation Patriot. Operation Patriot, also known as Rainbow Six Patriot, was actually a Rainbow Six game that was going to be made, but then was cancelled and turned into Rainbow Six Siege. The major difference between that and Siege is that Patriot was going to be a full single-player campaign. So I do think it does make a lot of sense that the events of Rainbow Six Patriot could set up the character of Deimos, how he links to Rainbow, what his issue is with Rainbow, and how he became a villain. I mean, they could finally decide to make Rainbow Six Patriot and make it that origin story of Deimos. I think that would be absolutely sick. And when it comes to Annika, it just would be really cool to have her in Rainbow Six Siege as a main operator once again, as it would just be a nice callback to the past, and would also help make Rainbow Six Siege feel less isolated from the old Rainbow Six title. I see that as a large part of criticism when it comes to Siege lore and Rainbow Six Siege, is that it just doesn't feel like the old Rainbow Six title. So bringing in an operative from the older games helps bring the games together, and people can look at the games as a whole and see how Siege is progressing the overall story. You wouldn't have to play the old games to understand who Annika is, but it is a nice little treat for those who delve into the older titles. Another theory as well is that it could be a brand new operator and they do have links to Annika, but it's not her herself. Could be one of her children, and the reason they know so much about Deimos is because they served with their mother. And as it currently stands, these are just theories. However, I just do think it would be really cool to get some legacy Rainbow operators in the game. It's absolutely sick that we have characters such as Sam Fisher in Rainbow Six Siege. So if Ubisoft are going to bring back characters such as that and place them in the main Siege roster and lore, then I really don't think it's far-fetched to introduce some older Rainbow operatives and allow them to re-emerge in the lore, especially when it's meaningful and makes a lot of sense. Now, if she truly is the operator, of course, she would have to be playable and have a gameplay aspect to her and a unique gadget. And having expertise in electronics would fit into the game very well. The Swedish operator is most likely going to be a defender, so having a new defender that has a electronic gadget on defense does kind of make a lot of sense to add at this point in time, considering we just got Brava added to the game. And when Ubisoft do add new operators such as Brava, for example, they want to start adding more stuff that can act alongside that operator and be either a counter or a synergy to it. I mean, that's why they released Solace before they released Brava. They saw Brava having the capability of hacking defender gadgets, so it was only fair that defenders could have something to majorly counter that. But now that Brava's in the game, it would make a lot of sense to have a defender with a pretty strong defender electronic gadget, which Brava can then counter herself. But as it currently stands, this is all speculation until we get the reveal of Year 8 Season 2, bringing us a Swedish operator, a consulate rework, permanent arcade modes, changes to the shooting range, and hopefully much more. So guys, be sure to let me your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think this new Swedish operator will be Annika, another legacy Rainbow Six operator, or just a new character in general? Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, dislike it if you did not, subscribe if you're new. I shall catch you all later. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.